Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Lindsey and Neely.
Hey, y'all.
Do you have your coffee?
I do have coffee today. Yay.
Excellent. Yeah, you just ran in at the last minute, so I was worried that you didn't have time to get your coffee. But
No, I went ahead and I brewed the coffee and then stuck it in the microwave, which I know is, evil and it will kill you. So be
yes,
blessed by my slowly dying coffee
I'm
situation.
surprised you are still alive currently.
I mean, maybe I'm not. I don't know. We could be having existential crises at the moment. Who knows? Who knows? Also, I'm realizing just how dirty my glasses are. So that's exciting.
All right. Well, Aditha is here today. I hope I'm Adithya. I hope I'm saying that right. But welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. Beth is here. Good morning. And if you are one of the 17 people currently watching, make sure you leave a comment for us and let us know, whatever, where you're watching from, what you're drinking, anything like that.
I'm assuming that you have coffee with cream at the moment, and it's probably the tail end.
It is the tail end. Yep. Well, apparently I don't sleep past 5:30 a.m. anymore, so that's new. So now by 10 a.m., I'm easily on my second cup of coffee.
Okay.
So I am slowly turning into you, apparently.
I mean, you're doing your best.
That's what they say, right? You become like the people you spend the most time with. And I mean, you're pretty much up there. Besides my husband and my children, I spend a lot of time with you. So it makes sense.
Listen, I am prime person at those wee hours of the morning when it's like no sun, still pitch black out. I am all in. Come about 1 p.m. I'm like, I feel like we're all done for the day. We've done a lot of things. I think we're good to go. We're good to go back to the bed.
I've had a couple mornings where I woke up at like 4:30 and I'm like, oh, it's got to be like 6. And then I look at the clock. I'm like, this is stupid. I am going back to bed. And I have to it's like my body is saying, no, we've had enough sleep. We're ready to get moving for the day.
Yeah, I sympathize with that tremendously just because that is something that happens to me often. And I feel like for me, and this is feelings, this is not facts, so I can't verify this is truth, but an observation that I have made is that my father has done the same thing, like for forever. He is one of those people who just like wakes up automatically and can't go back to sleep. And sometimes it's 4 a.m., sometimes it's 5:30, and I'm like, I feel that right here, like, because that sounds exactly like the things that I go through. And then my husband Jared, he says, well, just go back to bed. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. Well, and it's so crazy because over the last year, I've been through so many phases of health and hormonal insanity that there have been times where I haven't wanted to get up in the morning. There have been times where I'm waking up at 4 a.m. when I'm ready to go. Like it's like run the gamut. So hopefully I'm settling in to some kind of normalcy. It could also have to do with the time of the year. Although you'd think I'd be waking up earlier in the summertime, not in the winter when it's the darkest. Anyways,
Sure.
Whatever it is, I'm actually enjoying it because I'm getting up and getting some movement in the morning and having more quiet time and extra cups of coffee and all that. So I'll take it. We'll see how long it lasts. Who knows?
Okay. Hello, Sing It. Yes, we have the coffees. Mine is obviously going to just be straight up black decaf. And then we've got Jennifer here. Hello.
Yeah, that's one way that I have not morphed into you yet, drinking the black coffees.
You'll get there.
Or maybe this goes both ways, and there'll be certain ways that you morph into me.
Well, I will say this much. You are a strong influence on a variety of different areas. And you make me stretch my thinking on a lot of things and question a lot of different variables in my quest for health. So there are areas where I just start to just sort of like shift. I just sort of drift over into where you are.
I think that's how friendship is supposed to work.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I love it. Kelly is here. You girls look beautiful today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly, you just commented on my video from this morning about a KetoChow discount code, and I did reply to your comment, so I hope you saw that. I have a link. Lindsey also has a link. They are multiple use, so you can, use them more than once.
We
but
love that
hopefully you saw
KetoChow gave us that.
and with KetoChow, you do want to use the link. You can't just,
the code.
Yeah.
There's no code anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, they got rid of the codes, and if there was a code that worked, it wouldn't give credit to the person,
the creator, the affiliate.
Click the link, it will give credit to the person that gave it to you. So we appreciate those links. Did you see that the Keto Cracked KetoChow mashup is back?
No.
I just got the email. I didn't know about it ahead of time. They don't tell us these things anymore.
They don't.
It used to be that we knew all the things about the KetoChows.
I know.
For months in advance.
Did you watch Chris's live stream last night? Sam's.
I only caught a few minutes.
Miriam, there was he was talking about new releases, and I was like, 2025 is not the year that we get to know about the new releases. I have heartbreak.
Yeah. we got great behind the curtain.
Oh my word! Yeah, I just got this email. Literally just got to me 30 minutes ago.
Yes, I think that's when I saw it, and because I was sitting here and I saw it pop up. Anyways, yeah, it looks like a repeat of the flavors that they already did. They're just doing a re-release.
Okay.
How long they last this time? They sold out super
Probably
fast.
not. The answer is probably they will not last.
No.
I had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, and I did check, and my link got the 10% discount on those also.
Did you order some?
I didn't.
Okay.
I was like, I want to order all of them, but then I can't justify $100 of grocery budget right now.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
If you could order a pack of 3 instead of a pack of 10, I would do it. But I just $100 on keto candy, I can't do it. See, I do have a budget that I try to follow too.
Yeah. And making this lifestyle affordable, or whatever health lifestyle that you choose to live, means that you don't always get to engage in the new releases.
Yep. And so, like we talked about at the beginning of our month topic, sometimes you have to exercise discipline.
Ew, gross.
Have unlimited funds. I mean, lame.
Well, I mean, and even if let's take that on a tangent. Even if you did have unlimited funds, what does it serve to have all of the things under the sun in your pantry or on your shelves or in your counter zone? It doesn't serve you very well to just have tons and tons of excess. I think that is a mindset that it's kind of like that depression thinking of I might need this, so I must get it all. But if you're not good at consistently using it because you're afraid of I'm going to have lack at some point, then you're just kind of squirreling it away. And then that's actually not very affordable, because eventually you turn into a hoarder. So there's so many things to that now my brain has glitched, and I don't know where I was going with that.
Yes. No, totally. Yeah. That's all I have to. My brain was
the point being that if it's
something, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Even affordability, it's not just about being able to afford the lifestyle. It's also about using it to actually live the lifestyle. We're not just going to buy all of the pieces that we can. It's not about collecting the hobby of the lifestyle. It's actually about executing it. And if you have so much, there's no way you can actually consume it all in a reasonable time period. So then that's not affordability either.
Yeah. It is fun to go through those periods of collecting sometimes where it is a hobby, and I see people and myself.
Yeah.
And KetoChow is one of those that it's really easy to do it with, because they have so many flavors, and you're just like, oh, I want all of them.
It's like Pokemon cards. Got to catch them all.
Yes, it totally is. The great thing about KetoChow, and I don't know about the bars, but the KetoChow itself, at least it lasts a really long time. So if you do collect, because I kind of see it as like emergency food storage.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, it has a 5-year at least shelf life, like that's what it's been
Right.
certified as. And so I'm like, I feel good about that. I probably shouldn't stock up my entire pantry with keto cracked bars. They probably
Right.
won't last as long, probably not quite as, like
Shelf
sustaining
stable.
of a body. Like if there was an emergency. I mean, we could live off of keto cracked bars, I'm sure. But the keto chow has more of like a full picture.
Nutritional panel for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like before I
Uh,
invest in um like a full backstock of treat items, I should probably invest in a canner so I can can meat for
yeah.
future type things.
Yes. Yes.
So give and take, folks. That's what
Yeah.
affordable means. Give and
Well,
take.
you know what
Making
I can
choices.
do is actually use the canner that I already have, but
Oh,
haven't
I don't,
even used once yet. Isn't that ridiculous? I think I ordered it last summer, and I'm like, well, part of it is because I'm like, I have to do a review of it. So I'm like, I have to and
make the time.
make the time to have a kitchen that's open and a time to film when everything's in place. And that has been so difficult to find recently.
It's
So
like
I
your
have
people know that you need space, but then they're like magnetized to your side,
yeah,
or they're magnetized to the kitchen where they have to create
yeah,
all the messes. And you're like, I want to offer you space to be able to experience life too in our home together and
yes,
give you the opportunity to make your own food, children, because that's a huge skill set. But then also, could you like get out of my kitchen? Could you?
yes. But then as soon as they do get out of the kitchen is a disaster and you have to clean it before you can do any kind of filming or else, people will judge you.
Oh, for me, it's more like my brain will be constantly on overload of
Got
like,
you.
oh, I needed that bowl, but now I have to reassess like which bowl can I use now because the one that I actually want to use is filthy.
Yes. Yeah. And so, I mean, I know some people have mentioned it, and I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that I haven't been doing a lot of kitchen videos recently.
Yeah.
Doing a lot more up in this room where I can come upstairs and close 2 doors between me and the rest of the house. And
You're like,
I'm able
mom's
to
at the
do videos.
office right now.
Yes, I can do, videos like this, and I'm really struggling with finding the time and the ability to, um, do the kitchen recipe type videos. I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure that out, but it
Hmm.
was one of those things where I was forcing it to happen, and it was so stressful on me and probably on everyone around me that it was just like, that's one of those things I have to like step back from and reassess and figure out how to do it in a way that's going to be better for everybody. And so
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out. So, and I know people have mentioned that they miss my recipe videos and things like that. And I'm hoping to be able to get back to it soon, but like
One day at a time.
mental health takes priority.
Indeed. We have missed a
Yes.
few peoples.
Yes.
So we've got Risa is yeah, we've got Risa here today. Hello. And Lynette.
Lynette's here. Hi, Lynette. I miss Lynette.
I do too. Quincy's doing great. She is. But we also still miss Lynette.
Yes, we do. And then Jennifer and Marie also are here. Let's see. Okay, Kelly got the link. Good, good. Risa finishing my coffee with some late breakfast, 2 hard-boiled eggs with habanero sauce from Siete,
Yum.
and some Amy Lou chicken crumbles and some cheese, a little different and delish. That does sound
Sounds
good.
delightful.
Yes, it does. Jennifer says, the only sweet thing I allow myself anymore is the coffee, save for emergency keto chow stash. It's like my body knows better now.
That's
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Also, hello, Haley. I see you there in Ohio.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Risa says, oh, the second I got the text on the keto cracked, I bought the box and, that I didn't buy last time, decided to try the other flavors. Awesome. You'll have to let us know how they are.
For sure.
And Lynette says she ordered them last time and they were really good. I do not doubt it. I mean, KetoChow and Keto Cracked are like, they're both masters at what they do.
They're
And so
master flavor crafters.
to combine the power of both is, I mean, it probably should be illegal. Kelly says, I totally agree on the size and price of the candy. I wish we could order smaller amounts. Yeah.
And I know that they have to do what makes sense for them from a business standpoint, because if it's not sustainable for them, then I'm sure the price point would be through the roof by comparison.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then I think they're pretty small runs. And so, you know, narrowing it down, the people who are going to order makes sense. In
sure.
Yeah. Marie says, I'm such a sucker for new products and new releases, but I have to rein myself back in. Yep.
Yeah. It's really hard. I get itchy with the wanting to buy the things.
Yes.
And I'll sit there and I'll build out a full cart and I'm like, oh, look at all those. I could enjoy all of those things. And then I get to the final price point and I'm like, Lindsey, you don't actually need any of those things right now. You want those things right now, and you have to be the big girl and you have to parent yourself. And the answer is not right now, not never, just not right now. So
yes,
I feel that.
Yeah, I do that too, where I like get excited about something and I'll go through and like put the stuff in my cart, and then, you know, you have to wait just a few minutes and give it a little bit of time. And sometimes it's still like, yep, that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, I can't justify. Like I do with the bars this morning, where I went because I wanted to check to see if the coupon code worked on them. And I went and put them in my cart and I was like, oh, I want them.
And they're already in the cart. Like, look at that. We're like, we're almost there.
The press of a button.
Almost execute here.
Yes. But I had some restraint this time. Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that with snow gear.
The other thing that gets me is, and I had this with the bars this morning, I was like, well, it's kind of a business expense because I could make a video testing the flavors out. So but I still resisted.
I think that is a real struggle that everybody has. Like, we can all find a way to justify anything we want. It's all about how we market it, and how we market it to ourselves or to the people in our lives. And it becomes one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to go off on this tangent for just 12 seconds, I hope.
Do it.
I have really good quality snow gear, like my coat, my ski bib, like everything is super good quality. But then part of me is like, well, that's all insulated. I need some waterproof gear that's not insulated for the times whenever we go and it's, like 38 degrees out there. It's too hot to wear insulated gear. I need an uninsulated set, but it needs to also coordinate with what I currently have so I could mix and match. And then it's like, all of a sudden, Lindsey, you're ridiculous. If it's too hot, wear fewer layers. That's fine. Like, you have the control and the power, and I have to parent me. And it's no different. It's just, I could justify it. I really could, but then also it would be silly. It would be absolutely ridiculous to go ahead and engage in more things to take care of, or more things to consume, or more. And it's really hard whenever you have an excessive personality type to not just give in to the more monster.
Yeah.
And just like say no.
Yes. Yeah. So I kind of went through this same thing when I was shopping for an upgrade for my rebounder.
Oh, uh-huh.
Because so I've gotten into rebounding and I love it. I love it. Like, and I love it even more now that I have a nicer rebounder. Like, I am obsessed with it.
Uh-huh.
And so, but you start shopping for rebounders and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to have the Bellicon. Everyone says it is the best rebounder on the planet. And
if they say it has to be true.
Yes. They are like $1,000. Like, a little trampoline, $1,000. And I was like, really? Is it really that much better? And I went back and forth. And then, of course, that wasn't an option for me at all. But then there are other good brands, you know, like Jump Sport and different things where they're like $500. And that's half as much. That's so much cheaper than
I'm saving money.
it's like $500 back in my pocket. But then you step back and you're like, that little trampoline is $500. Are you serious? And so I talked about this on my video that I did, where I just for probably 6 weeks went back and forth and was looking and looking and looking, because I'm like, there's got to be something that's better than what I have, but that's not more than $400. Like, I was like, I can't justify. I mean, even more than $300, I didn't want to do. And let me tell you, I am so happy with the rebounder that I got for $220. It is so much better than the one that I had.
Yeah.
Like just the quality, the bounce, like, and I'm super curious to like jump on a Bellicon and a Jump Sport and compare it to the one I have, because I'm like, they can't be that much better than what I have, because it's so nice. Oh my gosh, it's so nice.
Well,
anyway, so that was one of the long tangent about like the struggle of, but I want this, but there's not, you know, an option at a cheaper price point. And then like I was patient and I kept looking and I found the one that I have, and I'm so happy with it. I was so happy enough with it that I contacted the company and was like, hey, can you give me like a discount code to share? And they said they're going to send me a discount code, a 10% off code. And that maybe in the future, if they have future models come out, I could review those for them. Anyways, so I'm like partnering with the company because I freaking love this thing so much. It's right over here. So I keep looking at it.
So it's funny. I mean, the thing that makes words are so hard. And it's like, if we were doing recorded videos here, this would all get chopped out.
Yes. This is the joy of live videos.
So my number one thing about my rebounder was I needed it to be the 48-inch diameter. I needed that large diameter because I don't have some spatial awareness things sometimes. And so anything smaller, I'm going to wind up twisting an ankle. Kind of like a bull in a china shop. It's fine. We're fine. Everybody's fine. But mine, the original one that I got, it was like less than $100 or less. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like super inexpensive. And then the replacement one I got, because everything started to like my triangle rings, they started to pop off. So I guess that's the value right there. Is mine is a spring loaded. It was yours springs or was yours bungee cords? I feel like
they've both been bungee cords. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with the springs at all for me. And so whenever I got my replacement one, it was like $130. And I was like, that feels like a lot of money. So whenever you think about those $1,000 tiny little trampolines, you're like, you know what I could do with $1,000? I could almost buy a full month of groceries on that if I was really careful. Yeah. So hard to sit there and like invest in things like that. There's some areas where investing makes sense and some areas where it doesn't. Like we talked about last week, you know, there's certain things that on a health lifestyle, you want to make sure that you spare the budget for that thing in order to achieve whatever your goal happens to be. So,
yeah. Well, I do think like comparing the two rebounders that I have, like the quality of the second one is far superior. And I think that companies are now innovating more and making a higher quality product, and hopefully that will drive down the price of others.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, with more, because it's just becoming so popular now. And I think is on the cutting edge of being one of those lower priced options, but actually really pushing to get a quality product out there. So, you know, more power to them. I think they're doing a great job. Anyways, but this wasn't about rebounding, but it does relate to our, you know,
the overall conversation about being having an affordable lifestyle.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like and I'm constantly doing this where just because we're middle class people, we're not buying the high end of everything. We're not out there, buying the fancy cars. But
Right.
then we also don't want to just go out and buy the cheapest thing available. We're kind of in that, like, let's be moderate. And I talked about this the other week about like butter, my butter buying
Yeah.
habit, where it's like, yeah, I'd love it if we just had Kerrygold butter all the time. But Kerrygold is expensive and regular butter is not terrible. It's fine. And if there was something like in the middle quality wise between the Kerrygold and the regular, that I'd probably buy that. But there's not really. And so I just buy half and half of the cheaper butter and the more expensive butter. And that's, kind of where I find that happy medium. And I did the same thing with buying the rebounder. It's like, money is an object for me. And so I didn't go out and spend $1,000 on the best of the best. But also I wanted to have an upgrade from the cheap version that I had. And so, I did the work to find something in the moderate range.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I do with a lot of things. Like we buy expensive beef. We buy the good half cow, full cow. It's more expensive than buying beef on sale at the grocery store usually. And so we spend a lot of money on that, but we buy chicken from the grocery store and I buy it when it's on sale for like 99 cents a pound. And that's kind of the way that we meet in the middle to, because we can't afford the best of the best, but we also value quality.
Right.
There you go.
It's all very good.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to get back to the comments. Lynette says, one thing about the bars, I put them in the freezer.
Bars.
Yes, to make them last longer. But they were so good that I had them eaten in a week. Yes, that is the danger of delicious things like that. It's such a struggle with products and with developing recipes. We've talked about this before, where you get criticized if it doesn't taste very good. But you also get criticized if it tastes too good. It like triggers them to eat the entire pan. And you're like, well, what do you want?
You want it to be just good enough to appreciate a small amount and then be able to say, I'm full for now.
Yes. And that is like
unicorn status. We can't get there. We can't.
Sorry. Serendipity 04 is here, late to the party. Glad you're here. And then speaking of amazing products, Marigold Foods is here. Two favorite YouTubers. So in the video I released this morning, I taste tested the new peanut butter fat bombs.
Yep.
So good. So good. If you like that natural roasted peanut flavor, they're fantastic. Very, very good.
It's really, really challenging for me to get off of the Danish butter cookie and the lemon coconut ones. Those, there's something about those for me, but peanut butter sounds really delightful too.
Yeah, they're very good. Okay. Let's see. I think
we keep getting tangent.
Yes.
Side.
Yes, we do. Risa says, I bring keto cracked bars to the huddle, a meeting at work, so I'm not tempted by sweet things that everyone else snacks on during the meeting. That is
a really great tactic.
Yep. And when you have like a keto cracked bar, I mean, everyone else wishes they had something as good as a keto cracked bar. Like, I don't know how they do it. Actually, they're called cracked snacks now.
Okay.
They changed their name from keto cracked to cracked snacks, I think.
Yeah.
So anyways, if anyone's confused about what we're talking about. Dustin is here.
Hello, sir.
Leaving Chris and Ash's place and heading to Buc-ee's in Kentucky on the way home. That's awesome.
Can I make a tangent here?
Okay.
Having been to a Buc-ee's, like, it's an extremely overwhelming experience.
Oh yeah.
And I, as a Texan, should be more obsessed about the Buc-ee's than I actually am. I gotta be honest, like, I've never been one to just like go into a gas station and just buy things. So for me, it was not the same kind of experience that I think many people have. So I am happy to allow others to patron the Buc-ee's. I mean, it had a nice bathroom.
Yes, the bathroom is fantastic.
Nice bathroom. but also I'm not too bougie about what kind of restroom I choose whenever it's like a moment of need. So
Well, it's been just a few years that it was the first time I went into a Buc-ee's, and I did think it was really nice. I liked the bathrooms, number one. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many options. But then when you're on like a healthy keto diet, you start turning around packages and you're like, oh, can't have
not
that.
that one.
Can't have that. Oh, can't have that. Because they have the whole wall of jerky. I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, so many options. But then you start turning around the packages, there aren't really any keto options. And
Yeah.
so it was, at first I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. But then after you start looking at stuff, you're like, oh, actually, there's not as many options as I thought.
Right.
Unless you want Bucky themed clothing or
Well,
decor,
and yeah,
those are all keto friendly.
those are keto friendly. And our coffee cup that we got from the
Yes.
Buc-ee's, that was keto friendly. That one
Yeah.
got cracked somehow. I'm not really
Oh,
sure. So the Buc-ee's mug is no more. But like those non-edibles are perfectly health friendly. They support those health outcomes quite nicely.
yes. Okay, let's see. Kelly says, that sounds like me with holding off on hitting the purchase button. I have like 400 things in my save for later cart on Amazon. Yep. Yeah, I do that too. And then I come back like
Guilty.
a month later and look at something that I had, put in my saved section. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I did not order that. I really did not need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit of time is helpful in
For
bringing
sure.
clarity. Let's see. Lynette says, whenever my kids ask for things, I make them sit on it for a week or two to see if they still feel the same about that item. They usually forget about it. Yep. Yep. And there's something about that like dopamine hit of
Looking for it.
clicking that purchase button. Yeah. And yeah. So, and sometimes I'll like give in to the shopping and filling up the cart, knowing
Yeah.
this about myself that just doing all of that is like a dopamine hit, and then not actually purchasing it. It's not something I do often, but sometimes when I'm really excited about it, I recognize that's what I really am
I'm
looking
seeking
for.
an experience.
Yeah, and so I kind of experience it without actually spending the money. Which, hey, it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Exchange student says, Neely, I was just watching your video today. Interested to hear what you think about the Primal Queen. Yes, the
I am too.
gas queen. Yeah.
Yes.
I decided I'm going to start taking it the 1st of February, and so I'll
Okay.
do all of February with it. And what I'm thinking is, and so if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's a beef organ supplement that is specifically geared towards women. So it has female reproductive organs from cows in it. Exciting stuff. And so
A whole bunch of heifers. That's all I hear.
yes. So my hormones are in a really good place right now. And so I don't like it might be hard to see positive change, like big contrast. But the one thing that I would like to see a change on, and sorry for any guys that are watching, but just heaviness of my period. As someone who's dealt with iron deficiency before, I just want to, lessen that as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible, but lessen it. And so
Bring it to a
that,
relatively typical range or a normal range.
yes. Yes. And it's not that it's extremely heavy. I've had times in my life where it has been. And so it's kind of moderate right now, but just
Mhm.
I feel like it could be lighter. That's and so that's what I'm going to be looking for with taking the supplement to see if that changes at all. And if it does, that would make it worth it for me to continue. But if not, if I don't see anything else, then it would be one of those, okay, well, it was worth a try type things. So,
Sure.
but
The thing
I'm
that
going to try to do that for all of February.
The thing that intrigued me about it was when you said that your in real life friend said something about the hair growth. Like
Yes.
her hair was better. And I'm
Yes.
like, I have all these little baby hairs that just keep just sprouting up out of nowhere. And that was what made my ears perk up.
Yeah. Yeah, I had after all of my thyroid insanity, after I got balanced, I lost a bunch of hair. Like I had a big
Yeah.
shed, very much similar to every time I had a baby, about 6 months postpartum, I would have a massive shed and then all of these baby hairs, and that's what all of these are
Yeah.
from the thyroid shed. So I'm hoping that
The
I
great shed of 24.
yes. So I'm hoping that, my hair is balancing out now that I'm not on the iron roller coaster and the thyroid roller coaster. I'm like, let's just keep it steady. So
If
we'll
we could
see about
have
that.
some
But,
consistency in life, that'd be great.
that's what we all strive for, but it's not usually how life works. It's just reality. Um, Sherry is here 30 minutes behind, listening at 2 times speed. So we are chipmunks. Not sure how long I can do this. May need to slow it down. Yep. 2 times speed is really fast, especially for people who don't talk slow. I don't think we are slow talkers.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I know my brain doesn't work very well sometimes, so I kind of like stumble over words. So
Yeah.
even if you did listen to it at 2 speed, it might sound like a chipmunk, but the point would still take as long as if it had been at regular speed for a typical person.
Yes. Yeah. So it's okay to slow it down. That's fine. I don't ever go above 1.5,
Oh,
and it has to be certain people. There are certain
sure.
people where I can't listen to them at 1.5 for very long
Oh,
because they're just fast talkers. But sometimes there's really slow talkers, and you put them at 1.5, and you're like, oh, that sounds normal.
yep. I struggle at the 1.5 speed for the people who are more moderately paced speakers. I'm like, this feels kind of draggy. This feels draggy to my brain. I'm
Yes.
gonna eke that up just a smidge and
Yeah.
see where
Yeah.
it goes.
Low carb spin is here. Hello.
Hi.
Let's see. Lynette says, Amy, the keto dealer, has been using Primal Queen for a while and her results are stunning. It has tempted me. Okay, so I'll have to check that out.
I think isn't she only on the Instagrams?
I have no idea.
I think she might be on the Instagrams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Bear is back from Dennis the Dentist.
I love a good dentist. The dentist. Was he a menace?
Yeah. The menace. Well, so we didn't have like a specific direction for our chat today as far as making healthy affordable. I feel like we've already really talked a lot about that. If anybody
Yeah.
has questions for us, it doesn't have to be about making affordable healthy lifestyles. It could be about anything, but yeah, this is our last. We had 5 weeks, for this month talking about making a healthy lifestyle affordable. So I feel like we've already covered a lot.
Yeah.
But if anyone has any more thoughts about that or other questions that you're dying to get answered, we can chat. We have like 20 more minutes. So
We do.
let us know. Did you have anything else, Lindsey, in mind?
I really didn't. I think that it's really easy for us to feel like a quest for health or wellness is an unattainable thing financially, especially as, let's just all sound like we're all aging here. Every year things get more expensive. Back when I was a teenager, I could get a tank of gas for $13. And I'm sure there's people in our audience who could say when I was driving a car, I could get it for 50 cents. You know what I mean? It's like the world just keeps extracting more and more monies from us, whether or not those monies equate to a higher value item or not. And so it's very easy to play the victim in all of that and feel like, well, I can't do this lifestyle effectively unless I get to have all of the things that I want to have. And we did talk about that quite a bit, about sacrificing for this, you know, if you truly want to live the lifestyle that you say you want to live, there will need to be sacrifice. You will have to make those hard choices. And I do think that our society is a little bit squishy, a little bit soft. And I don't mean like physically, I mean like emotional tenacity. And sometimes you do have to be a little bit firm with yourself and say, I've made this decision. I will choose to go without or forego that thing because this thing really matters to me most. So ultimately healthy, it is affordable whenever you buckle down and don't spend monies on other things. I saw this one, I think it was a reel or something off of the Instagrams, where it was the average person spends $250 per year on their hobbies. And then it had like snowboarders.
$250, that's not much.
And then you think about it and it's like, well, we all do spend money on hobbies, but if your health is going to become your new hobby, sometimes you have to set other hobbies down and redirect and reallocate. So, you know, that's ultimately the way that I think that we can more easily make that change in our lives, is to just be a little firmer with yourself.
Yeah. So I love the movement that I've seen, especially in the keto and carnivore realms, about how you don't need any special supplements, you don't need any special devices and expensive things in order to get healthy. That's a really big message. I think Dr. Berry kind of personifies that message, where it's like, just eat the meat, eat the healthy food, and, you know, all these other things are
Superfluous.
they're not necessary. And I do believe that you can make huge strides in your health just by changing simple dietary things and lifestyle things that don't cost any money. Like going outside and getting sunlight, and reducing processed foods, you know, things like that, that are very accessible and affordable. And I love that message, that empowering message, that we can do so much even when money is limited. I also think that expensive things can sometimes be very beneficial.
Yes, unfortunately.
I mean, it's like, you know, when you can get pastured eggs versus just, you know, conventional eggs, there are health benefits. They also might cost 3 times the money. Like, there are clearly benefits to expensive things sometimes. And that's frustrating when you want to have the message be, this is accessible to everyone, no matter what your financial position is. The reality of the world we live in is there are some very beneficial things that cost money.
And
And
they don't cost you money, they cost you your time.
Yeah.
They cost you something.
Yes. And so one thing that I hope to be able to do, and I hope I have done and will continue to be able to do with my channel, is give some perspective on some of those expensive things. I have some things coming up, reviews and such on my channel of things that cost money. And my hope with that is that people will be able to make decisions on how they do spend money more wisely. It's like, for certain things, like for Primal Queen, for example, you don't know, if you don't have people telling you their experience, you may not know if that's a great thing for you to try. So having people, like, I didn't say yes to trying it until I had a friend tell me that she started taking it. Like, she purchased it herself. She's not an influencer. She purchased it. She saw a great benefit from it. And that was, you know, that encouraged me to try it for myself. And so for me, being able to review things like that, I'm hoping, because I don't expect that normal people that watch my YouTube channel will be able to go out and buy everything. Go buy the fancy rebounder, go buy the expensive supplements, go buy all of these things.
The ring.
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah, the Oura, not Oura ring, the Ultra Human ring.
Ultra-human.
You know, it's like I don't expect that everyone is going to be able to go out and get all of those things, but I hope that I'm able to give enough information about the different things that if you are looking to get one thing, that you can have more information to be able to pick which one thing, you know, maybe you try a CGM, maybe you try the Ultra Human ring, maybe you go out and get a rebounder. That's what I hope. And so I and Lindsey are in a unique situation where we are able to try these things, maybe for cheaper or, you know, in exchange for making a video or whatever. And my hope with doing that is that it will help other people to know if that is a good investment for them. Yes.
Absolutely.
And so I don't want people to think that I'm trying to sell everybody everything. Like
Right.
you have to go and do all of these things or else you can't achieve health. That's absolutely not the goal. The goal is I'm going to show you all of these things and let you know my thoughts about them so that maybe if it's something that you think would help you, you have enough information to make that decision. So
100%.
Because, you know, we could say all of these things are unnecessary. And to a certain degree, that's true. But they also could all be helpful depending on your circumstance. And if you know, if you're not scraping the bottom of the barrel financially and you do have a little bit of money to work with, you want to make a wise decision.
That's right.
With that, with those resources. And so I hope that, you know, I can help with that. And just as a little bit of a teaser, I've been doing some experimenting with some stuff and seeing really dramatic health benefits to certain things, like measurable benefits. and part of me is like, oh, I struggle with wanting to share this because it's coming through something that's expensive,
not free.
not free. But at the same time, it's like I'm experiencing health benefits that, you know, I was trying to achieve through, you know, diet and lifestyle, free lifestyle change, and I wasn't able to achieve them. And I am starting to achieve them now with things that are not free. And so it's a struggle, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to just not share it. So anyways, that's a little bit of a teaser.
I think all of that, like, I 1,000% agree. I have to save up my money to get certain types of things that I want. And you know, that's just the reality of it. I mean, and we're sitting in that similar kind of position of I can choose to buy some things that are higher quality with some of my monies, and then I choose to buy things that are maybe more lesser quality, be blessed by that. But it's like I pick and choose where those monies go as well. And so like some of those different biohacking things or devices or a variety of different tools that are available on the market, I want to be able to make wise decisions for myself. The camera that I have now, I researched that thing for a long time. And my husband bought it for me for Christmas. And I was just like, it's so amazing. I love it. And I don't think I would have loved it as much if I hadn't done all the research to know that that would be a good investment for, and I was working on saving for it. So it's one of those things where it's like, you want to do all the research ahead of time to sort of dig in and make sure that you have done your due diligence to get the most value out of something that does cost a little bit more money than what you might be willing to just like drop at the grocery store for, you know, that week's groceries.
Yes. I was trying to find Amy, the keto dealer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Chris says,
yep.
She's on YouTube now.
That's exciting.
Is that right? Yes, that's it.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it in the chat real quick.
So I saw a quick question that popped up here about what is Primal Queen from Exposing Darkness.
And Chris answered her down below.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So hopefully she saw that.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a dietary supplement for women. Also, I wanted to point out the cost for some hobbies. Yeah.
Yep.
You're almost there. Almost a single binding. Almost.
Yeah. Well, my rebounder cost $219, so I'm real close to there already. I'm definitely
right.
more than that.
That's right.
Oh, I will mention that there's a $20 coupon now on the rebounder that I got. So I got for $200.
That's amazing. I mean,
deal.
and a rebounder. I got stuck on that glitchy loop there for a second. You're going to be able to use that for a pretty long time, you know?
Yeah, this one is
pretty good.
Yeah, real high quality. And then the kids love it too. So
it's a blast.
Makes me so happy. Okay, we got to answer this question. This was super important. How can I make unaffordable lifestyle choices without Miriam noticing?
I think that it's similar to whenever children play hide and seek and they do this and they can't see you anymore, then you can't see them. I think that's the same thing. So whenever you make those purchases, just do this and then she can't see them either.
Yeah. If you don't see them, she doesn't see them.
That's right. Y'all are one.
Brilliance. That's why people come to us for life hacks like this. You know, you don't get this.
You just don't get that anywhere.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Homer was like, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. And so he's like closing his eyes to red lights while he's driving.
It's good logic. It's really sound. Appreciate that.
Yes, that'll work out well for you, Chris, just as well as it worked out for Homer Simpson. I want to say Marie says, I've been taking Primal Queen for about a week. I saw Natalie Grasso and Nisha both take it. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I'll have to look and see what they said about it. We'll see. I mean, and I figure it can't hurt. It's a food. It's a whole food. There you go. At least just a little bit of protein.
I will say I might have to just go ahead and eat the liver that's in my freezer before I start investing in supplements of liver whenever. It's one of those things where you got to pick and choose, and I'm going to wait for Neely's experience to inform whether or not I should engage as well.
That is my heart's desire for my reviews. Okay, let's see. Mexican deviled eggs. Is that a low carb spin recipe? Is there a video on that? Because that sounds.
I don't know. If I swim away from what we've got, then I go dark. But
let me see if I can.
That's because I'm on an iPad, not a MacBook.
Right.
Sing It says there are different tiers with everything from potted meat to keto bricks. Keto is doable on a budget, but of course, sometimes every now and then splurges are allowed and a nice treat. Absolutely. It's like we're not going to go through eating ribeyes all day, every day. If we're, just like focusing on an animal-based lifestyle, we're going to have to eat the ground beef every now and again. And you might have to go in and say this time around, I'm just going to use like the super inexpensive roast and make some bone broth with it and just like eat on that for the week. It's a give and take for sure.
Definitely. I'm not seeing a video immediately.
She has it in a video from the event. Does that help you find it?
Which event?
I'm gonna guess it was from Keto Palooza. If I had to guess.
There's Hack Your Health video.
Do they go to Keto Palooza? Maybe they
video. Yeah, there's a Keto Palooza video and a Hack Your Health video that I see.
Listen, Chris said that Miriam mastered object permanence already. Listen, I'm going to need her to be distracted from your unsanctioned purchases to train me on object permanence, because there's an area where I struggle tremendously.
She can teach class.
She should.
Okay, let's see. We got Primal Queen talk. Oh, yes, we got that from Sing It.
Oh no. That was a total tangent. How many times do you get the hiccups in a week, people?
Oh, yeah. Dustin says it's good to share products that make your lifestyle easier, but may not necessarily be necessary for success.
A lot of necessaries.
Yep. Da, da, da. Oh, we read her comment on 2Time. I have 11 minutes to go to get all caught up. You'll get all caught up right when we're all done.
It's excellent. It's excellent. I love it. I love it, Sherry. Oh my gosh, there's so many more comments. I am so glad y'all are like commenting today. Thank you for that. We appreciate it so much.
Sing It is here for the life hacks, so I'm glad that we could deliver on that today. Oh yeah. Chris, you need to work on making a grape salty without Miriam noticing. And if you could do that, you can do anything without her noticing. Oh, she's out sick, so do it today. Get that grape salty done right now.
Right now.
Yes, this was really cool, and I didn't mention this in the video because I didn't actually open the bag in the video, but Primal Queen has a little peppermint heart in the bag. And so as soon as I opened the bag, I was like, oh, wow, peppermint, which is
thumbs up,
way
dude.
better than beef organ smell.
To some.
I think I can say that definitively. So Marie says, Lynette had asked, is it a drink mix or pills? And it is pills. And so I read on the bag, it said, take 1 pill with every meal, 2 pills a day. And I was like, do I get to eat more than 2 meals a day? Is that okay? So it was kind of funny wording, but yeah, it said 2 per day, take with meals. But I usually eat more than 2 meals in a day. That's just how it goes.
I do too.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep. Okay. So did we want to talk about what we're doing for next month now that we're at the end of January finally? This month has lasted forever.
Yes. I mean, I'm a little bit sad about it because you can't see back there because it's all fuzzy. But 99% of our snow is gone, which gives my heart all of the sadnesses. And I don't know what to do about that. Because I need snow at least until March. Full stop. But we're going to, I have been happy with my forever long January. So February, we decided that we would focus in on just kind of like exercise stuff. So if you were here way back when we first started all of these like Wednesday live chats, these coffee chats, we talked about exercise and what we were doing and whether or not we had executed what we had said we were going to do. And that same way of like object permanence being a thing that I struggle with. I also struggle with like just idea permanence. So we're only going to talk about the exercise thing for the month of February, unless we feel like it needs to go on longer than that. And so yeah, just talk about exercise stuff, because while we can choose to live a lifestyle that is, you know, food focused, and there's that old adage of, you know, abs are made in the kitchen kind of a thing. And it's like 80% what you eat, 20% what you do. I do think you can't get out of, you can't get your health outcomes that you truly want without executing some form of exercise. So we're going to Peter Attia this and try to, it's so good. It's so good. My ability to speak clearly is garbage. We're going to try to outlive ourselves. Not just with diet, but with the workout.
Yes. So if you have any like specific topics or questions that regard to that
Yep,
regarding
you were there. You did it.
exercise.
You did it. You did it.
Wow.
It's contagious, folks.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this at the beginning. We become like each other. We're on the same wavelength here with our brain function. Anything related to exercise, either a topic for a specific week, because we have, I assume, 4 weeks for Wednesdays in February that we want to, talk on a little bit different topics that relate to exercise. So if there's some narrow
You're doing too much.
topic under exercise that you would like us to talk about for a week, let us know. But besides that, I think we have done it today, and that will wrap up our healthy living on a budget, affordable healthy living series.
For
Hope
now.
you guys enjoyed that. And we'll just be here next week, same time, same place.